Here we go. Texas. Maybe, just maybe, the most misunderstood, fascinating, stereotyped state in the US. As I cross the entire state, south to north, I meet fascinating people who give me all kinds of advice.
Gotten this far, don't leave here without a gun.
And experience all American stereotypes, cliches, and adventure. We're on the Route 66! So what exactly does a European think of Texas? Well, to be completely honest, my very first impressions of the United States on this trip were pretty miserable. But things started looking up after I had been released from the United States Border and Customs Agency. So I've been at this campsite for 2 nights, hanging out with my neighbors who have been so kind and so welcoming.
Welcome to Texas, Ava!
But today, this morning, I have to leave because I have to keep going up north to northern Texas, so there's a lot to see along the way. So it's going to be a really intense day. The distances that you cross in Texas are unlike anything I've seen. Once you leave the interstates and hop on the country roads, you find yourself on a true adventure, out there where the horizon stretches out into eternity. Nobody. Once in a while, you might see another car passing, or a lonely house miles away from its neighbor. In a place as vast as this, you start to feel like loneliness is something you can touch. And you start to understand how people can grow really, very tough living out here. This is a drive-through shop. A drive-through shop. I mean, I'm familiar with like drive-through restaurants and even drive-through Starbucks, but this is a shop. How do you know what you want to buy without looking around? Can you just buy anything? Can I ask for like a mango? And how does this work? Can I get like a large bottle of water?
Can you get what, I'm sorry?
Like a large bottle of water?
A large bottle of water, anything else for you?
Do you have sparkling or only still?
Do what?
Do you have sparkling water or just still water?
You'll have to pull forward because I can barely hear you.
Okay, I'll just have still water, just the water, nothing else, thank you. I don't know if it's my accent or if I'm making unreasonable demands. It's literally like a fast food joint that you drive through, but a shop. Why am I so excited? I don't know. So you know the saying, everything is bigger in Texas? Well, it definitely rings true because back home, Odyssey is one of the biggest cars on the road. One of the biggest cars that you'll see anywhere. In fact, you would just not choose to drive this car into the city because you wouldn't be able to find a parking spot. But in the United States, there's all the parking in the world, everywhere. And Odyssey is by no means the biggest car on the roads anymore. It's kind of average because everybody owns one of these here. Everybody owns a pickup truck, except they're not really hauling anything in the back, I guess. I mean, let's check. That doesn't really classify as hauling to me. Let's check some others. Are they hauling anything? Nope, not hauling anything. All right, he's hauling some stuff. One last one over there. Definitely not hauling. Why does everybody own pickups in Texas? And is it like this in the rest of the US? Just one more thing. I have never been to a Walmart in the USA, so it's time for a little explore. It may seem like basic groceries, but I really do believe that you can learn a lot about a country and its people from their buying and eating habits. This is one of the funniest products I've ever seen in my entire life. Liquid eggs? Really? Why not just use normal eggs? Are you kidding? Oh my god, an entire shelf just dedicated to cookie dough. You have no idea how lucky you are to have cookie dough in this country. It is like one of the best things in the entire world. I mean, it would seem like just be normal baked beans, but it's the size of my head. 20 kilograms or something. Oh. And so many plant-based meat-style options. It's incredible. Here's a funny story. So I grew up in the 90s in post-communist Poland. So, you know, we had cereals. We didn't really eat cereals that much, but we had like cornflakes and some local stuff, and we had like Cheerios and things like that. But when I was growing up, one thing that I had that you could get in America was this amazing, super sweet, magical cereal called Fruit Loops. This for me was like the ultimate American dream, was to one day have Fruit Loops. If there's one thing that I think of when I think road tripping in the United States, it's motels. Motels, diners, the Route 66, truckers, all that kind of stuff. And I love it. I want to live that stereotypical American road trip experience. I am here for it. Back to the Route 66. It is the symbol of the all-American road trip, the legend of adventure. It's official! We're on the Route 66! But the reality is, it's really not the most scenic road in the US. It's just that sometimes, you know, legend can be much more powerful than reality itself. This is it. My motel. This is super cool. So it turns out that my motel is at the exact midpoint between Chicago and LA, which is the midpoint of the Route 66. There is one other thing that I have never ever experienced before, and that is eating at a roadside diner. Like one of those like really classic all-American diners. Yeah, that's a first for me, so let's go inside and see what we find. This place is so cool. It's the kind of diner I've always wanted to visit. Okay, I'm gonna say something that's gonna make a lot of you laugh, but I mean it seriously. I think this diner and my whole experience in Texas, especially this, is like super, super exotic. Yes, exotic. If you watch my videos, you'll probably see me go to a lot of really incredible, remote, faraway places that some of you might be tempted to call exotic in a way. To me, all of this is new, this is different. This feels to me like being in a movie, honestly. For more adventures from around the world, make sure you like my page on Facebook. See you in the next episode.